WPRX Paris Fort Smith.
Some of you'll be mad and sad, but do what we need you to do.
ESPN 95.3.
So I'm hearing all about this AI stuff. So I'm trying to incorporate AI.
Bobby Petrino keeping the Arkansas job is like dusting off an old leather jacket. It still kind of fits, smells a little questionable, but man, it brings back memories. Offensively, the guy can still draw up plays like a mad scientist with a dry erase board. But can he steer the whole ship without it capsizing into drama? That's the $1 million and maybe motorcycle question. If winning cures everything, he's got a shot. If not, well, we've seen this movie before, and it usually ends with a press conference and a neck brace.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. And produced by Colton Little. This is The Morning Rush.
So I'm not going to say Bobby Petrino necessarily has a stranglehold on our fan base, but I do find it interesting how much aura and how much respect from a lot of fans he has. And obviously it dates back to the success level that he had in the Southeastern Conference, what he was able to accomplish from really 2009 to 2011. I know he was here also in 2008. They beat the LSU Tigers at the tail end thanks to Casey Dick and London Crawford. I was listening to Mike Elko earlier this week talk about Bobby Petrino and just what he is as a head coach. Here's what he said about him.
I think this will be the 5th time now that I've gone against him, and he's certainly one of the best play callers in the country.
Is that still true?
That he's one of the best play callers in the country?
Do you still, in 2025, do you still believe that? Are you still steadfast? Are you still 100% in that idea that you definitely were 15 years ago? But do you still feel that way in 2025?
Are we qualified to evaluate play calling? Because we only see plays that don't work. Well, by God, he's a bad play caller.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do think that he is respected by most coaches as one of the guys that seem to stay a half a step or a step ahead. But I guess he still is. If I told you he wasn't, tell me 3 or 4 other play callers you think are better and why. And I don't think most people could answer that question. I think there's an art to play calling, and I think he has that talent, that art. I think the key to play calling is calling play 1 to set up play 3.
He got asked,
and I think most people can't understand. They understand checkers, but he's playing chess.
He got asked kind of about his play calling on the SEC teleconference yesterday, and kind of that same aspect you're alluding to this morning. You think about some statistics that Arkansas is really high in. The Razorbacks rank 3rd in all of college football in third down percentage. A&M's the number 1 defense in that category. That's not the SEC. That's in college football. So that's a big part of this game this weekend. Razorbacks number 1 in the SEC in explosive plays of 20 or more yards this season. I know the second half lulls have hurt them, third quarter particularly, but they've had success against SEC opponents thus far, at least scoring the football in Tennessee and Ole Miss on the road. But I think the question fans are asking, not just about the play calling and whatnot, what is Petrino's team going to play like at home for the first time? Because Sam Pittman's team didn't play well.
I wasn't aware we had a whole different roster, different players. I mean, are we going to have players that are different this week? Because I don't know that does he have some kind of switch he can flip to play better at home? I mean,
so you think it's more on the players?
Well, hell yes, it's on the players.
Okay.
Who plays? Who takes that? I mean, just like everyone wants to blame Sam Pittman or now Bobby Petrino for the fumbles. Well, you think they have, here's how you fumble. Let me show you the proper technique to fumble the ball at the 4-yard line. You think they're coaching them to do that? Or is that on the players? Hell yeah, it's on the players.
Arkansas has been beaten in these last, this good stat in whole hog sports, 173 64 between LSU, Ole Miss, Texas, and Notre Dame. 4 notable opponents that have come in. Texas game was close; it was 20-10. But you've been skull dragged at home, and I think your point about the players is.
Are they not staying in the right hotel the night before? I mean, what's the problem
switch
here?
the switch the NBC. I just don't understand. I still don't understand why that's the case. What college football team do you know that plays better on the road than they do at home?
Yeah, it is unique. Speaking of great place to stay, the Inn at the Mill is the place we stay in Northwest Arkansas. If you're coming up for the weekend, they may still have a room or two. They are very popular because of the location at the Inn at the Mill. But playing for this game, maybe it's the Auburn or Mississippi State games down the road. 479-443-1800. You might call Jen this morning to see if there's any last-minute availability. 479-443-1800 or online at inatthemill.com.
Speaking of playing at home, might be a wet one during game time this weekend. Petrino was asked about, kind of what that looks like getting ready for it.
Yeah, we do a little bit of throwing the wet ball around and catching it and snapping it and punting it with the idea that it could possibly rain. So I know Talon wanted to do that yesterday and today, so we did it a little bit.
Doesn't help things with the way they fumble the football. Who does that favor? If it's an ugly, gross game in the sense of weather, and I don't know if there's going to be delay, I'm hoping that's not the case, but does that favor Texas A&M, who doesn't turn the ball over? Or if it's a sloppy, ugly game at home, does that favor Arkansas?
Well, and the weather, I'm just looking now at the app. You mentioned this before the show. The rain that is forecasted has been moved to start closer to noon and run through the game time now. So it's going to affect the contest. 70% chance of rain. I think it always affects the running team as long as it's not windy. Tyler Wilson used to say when he worked with us, wind was the biggest detriment to a quarterback. Rain didn't bother you as much. So he always felt like the running game was a little harder to hold on to the football. They're going to get dry footballs in there for the quarterback. But at the end of it, if you have a bunch of wind to go with it, then I'd shift my answer back to it hurts the passing game more.
Quite a matchup between Marcel Reed and Talon Green. There's going to be a little more asked of Marcel with Le'Veon Moss officially out for this upcoming game. They put the report out last night from the Southeastern Conference. Notable name that is also out for Arkansas is Danny Salee, who's a defensive lineman. You're really thin there, especially on the interior. So with the Texas A&M running game, again, they don't have their star running back. Doesn't help or hurt or doesn't help Arkansas heading into this football game. And
you need all hands on deck.
I would think whether it's Bobby Petrino or whoever else, and it's not easy. Clay always talks about you can't just go pluck SEC quality defensive linemen, but that has got to be an area of emphasis based on how it's really affected the entire defense. People want to yell at the linebackers and the secondary, but times if you're not getting pressure, i.e. last week when you didn't sack Joey Aguilar once, you're not going to win many football games. You don't turn people over, you're -5 in turnover margin, and you're not getting sacks. That's not a recipe for winning football games the rest of the way.
The betting public's not believing in you either. I'm looking here at Bet Saracen. Lines moved to 9 now. So what was 7.5 is now 9 in favor of the Aggies. Arkansas's plus 250 on the money line, over under 61.5. So the shift in the line tells me the betting public right now is going heavy on the Aggies.
I wish I would have waited because I got Arkansas, I think, plus 7.5. Now I'm thinking that I should.
Can you not cancel the bet and then?
Yeah, but
again?
you have to give money back. So it's a few dollars, so maybe that's the right move. But are you surprised on that as the line's kind of shifted towards Texas A&M?
No, I mean they're trying to entice you on taking the Hogs and getting 9. So no, and I thought last week the late shift in the money towards the Razorbacks was interesting and turned out to be the right call. So. Bet Saracen's got the lines out for that game. I think there's several other interesting games this weekend, and that Ole Miss Georgia game going on at the same time as Arkansas, I think might be the game of the weekend.
Yeah, a big game. You got the third Saturday in October with Tennessee and Alabama, and then Vanderbilt. I think still did you see the SEC? Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I believe Vanderbilt is still a favorite against LSU. That should be a fun game this weekend, and LSU could. Again, be reeling a little bit if they lose in Nashville. It's not a place you traditionally expect to have a hard, tough-fought game, but the way Clark Lee's team is playing the last 2 years, that is not an easy place to play.
Bet Saracen has Vanderbilt favored by 2.5.
Okay.
So
go Doors. Big game. Go Doors.
That's your number.
You think Vandy wins that game this weekend? Colton, do you think Vandy wins that game this weekend?
I think LSU is probably a little bit more talented than Vandy is all the way across the board, and that'll probably shine through at the end. But I would love to see Vanderbilt win because it just means that there's a little bit more chaos in the SEC, and that just proves that, hey, if you get a grip of things with this coaching hire, you can be amidst the chaos one day.
Right now, I think I'd take LSU. Georgia favored by 7.5 in that game.
Wow. It's not like a field goal. Wow. 7.5.
Ooh,
I hadn't seen that line
Or as
yet.
you say, Ty, 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5. I don't know why it reads I read it like that, even though it is 7.5. Well, you talk about bets and betting. I've got some bad news.
All right.
The match that you want to see happen, I don't think is going to happen.
Boo.
Unfortunately,
and Bart?
Yeah, I don't think.
Why?
But I'm driving home yesterday, and I'm listening to the morning rush, and you'd never believe who they're talking about.
Bart.
Bart. And Ty believes that he can beat Bart at hard scrabble. So
That's
I
right.
want to know when
Not
the
allowed.
competition's going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
First of all, it's not going to happen.
Again, Arkansas, A-State.
Yeah.
Same situation. Bart's Arkansas, Ty's A-State, and he wants to play. And he wants to do it at hard scrabble.
He wants to do it at a course that he plays all the time that I've never seen.
Come on over to Jonesboro and play us some football.
I'm a little hurt right now, Bart.
I'm going to tell
You
you.
got to take that challenge on.
I mean,
You got to take him on.
I'm not interested.
No.
well,
Not interested.
This is the opening drive.
Was condescension and fear. A condescending tone and fear. That's all I heard there.
I just want to compete, Tommy. I mean, I was taught when I was born in the 501. I guess he learned something different in the 901 in Memphis to back down.
That's fine.
To duck. I would think that going up against a lesser golfer, which he would be, going up against me, that would be easy. So we asked Chat, hey, Chat, what do you think of Bart Pullman?
Bart Pullman is a candy ass.
I mean...
Now, that might have been a little across the line.
I mean, like, what are we...
Now, are you A-State? Are you going to take that?
In golf?
Those are fighting words.
Well, I think I don't think they're talking just about golf.
This extends beyond the
I think they're being
holes.
condescending towards you and perhaps our show.
As a radio host, maybe. Maybe that's the equivalent.
Bart?
It's just the...
Can't take that from him, Ty.
Come on, Ty.
It's just
Be a man.
It's the above the tunnel mentality, I guess. I get along with everyone. I compete against anyone, but that's just the different level. It's same thing with basketball years ago. Wanted to just, hey, let's play pickup. You should come play with us, and doesn't want to. I guess he just doesn't want to get embarrassed if he loses to a lesser golfer. Which I'm
not sure you're lesser.
I would like to find out, but I don't know if we're going to. And he doesn't have.
Sounds like he
doesn't have a home course. I would relinquish playing at home just to compete. That's what I'm like. If I'm Arkansas State, I just want to play.
Yeah.
Go to a neutral site. Like
you're not Arkansas State in this equation.
When they did it, what they did in Little Rock.
That's just foolish talk.
I'll go to Fayetteville. I'll go to Rogers. I'll go to Springdale. It really doesn't matter. I just want to compete. Competitor, Tommy. You know that. Just want to compete. But I don't think it's going to happen.
No. Well,
It's
I
a
mean,
bummer.
you just keep working on your game, and someday the opportunity will be. You may just have to go chase it, enter every tournament he plays in, and make him withdraw. You know.
It's a bummer. I guess he's just too busy getting Chuck and Bo donuts and coffee to have time to golf. Oh well, that's not going to happen. I apologize to our ESPN Arkansas listeners across the
whole world
board.
loses on this.
The
deal.
whole world loses. Yeah. You could have seen you could have seen me get my tail kicked, or you could have seen.
It would have been entertaining either way.
It is. It's still. Again, I'm coming hand in hand like Arkansas State did years ago.
Yeah.
With my, it's like I just want to play. I just want to compete.
You don't even want an appearance fee.
No.
You
He can pay Bart. I just want to play. Just want to challenge. And guess some competitors just don't have any dog in them. And I guess that's where we'll sit right now. So that is not happening. It's a bummer.
Maybe that'll be our poll question. Who would win that match? Maybe we'll do that later on. What else we got in the opening drive? Or is that's the entire opening drive? That drives out of bounds.
Are you scared?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I am
Not a convincing answer.
No. He should be scared.
I
at least have some respect.
I just want to try. Just want to compete.
I feel like I am a somewhat better golfer than you, but if I had to go out and play you head up, I'm going to take it seriously.
Exactly.
I'm going to have some respect.
I just want some respect. Haven't received it yet. Haven't received. I think even Clay would give me respect.
Well, let's not get carried away. No. Come on, let's not get carried away.
Just want a chance to compete, and I don't think we're going to get it, unfortunately.
Fear and condescension. That's what I gather there. All right, APAC is the number one aggregates provider in Northwest Arkansas and in our entire listing area. 479-587-3300. If you're planning a job right now and you need to know who to get rock, sand, and gravel from, or asphalt and ready-mix concrete brought to your job site or your project, these are the people to call. They can help you every step of the way because they got full construction consultant services to make sure your project stays on track. 479-587-3300. 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
Trophy Hog texting on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline suggesting we meet at Halfway Point in Mountainburg. What's the course?
I don't think there is. There was Wind Mountain. Is that still there?
I think that's still there.
I've never played it.
That's the Halfway Point. Justin,
I would say Eagle Crest would be more appropriate.
John says get the governor involved. The last time that happened. And then Justin replying that Bart is definitely scared.
He's running from you.
All right, back to the
governor involved. That's a good one.
Back to the game in Fayetteville this weekend. Texas A&M has one common opponent that you do. That's Notre Dame. They went up to South Bend, beat the Fighting Irish by 1. I do find, just looking at trends, looking at various things about this game, Tommy, A&M has played. They had the bye week following the Notre Dame game on the 27th, and they played 3 straight home games. They haven't played a true SEC road game. Now, no one is mistaking Arkansas being a better football team than Texas A&M, but you kind of get used to what's going on at home and getting that luxury of playing. Razorbacks, on the other hand, have been all over the place in Little Rock, on road games and various things. And so your first SEC game at home, I think that dynamic's interesting heading this weekend that A&M's playing their first SEC road game, and they've been in College Station basically the last month.
But we always say, well, the league favors them and all these things, these conspiracies. But there's a flip side to that. Ole Miss finds it out. Missouri. When you play at home a lot early, guess where you play a lot of your late games? They're on the road. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's hard to even all these things up where you can go every other game. It just doesn't work that way. But, there's 2 sides to the coin of playing a lot at home in 1 month or on the road a lot in 1 month. You get to play a lot of games at home at some point if you're playing several away.
Yeah, and on this game, we know I mentioned yesterday the stat is since 2014, Arkansas's lost this game by a touchdown or less in seven times. Does this feel like we're heading first time you played at home in Fayetteville since 2013? Lost that game by 12, 45-33, Johnny Football. Does this feel like it's going to be another close game? I mean, I don't think the Razorbacks are going to win, to be perfectly honest, but I tend to think that as the line continues to go that way, I kind of like the Razorbacks to lose by a field goal or 7. I wish I could say I think they're going to win, but I think it's going to be another close, heartbreaking loss to the Aggies.
I think 2 things in this game. The defensive line and the ability for A&M to get pressure on Taylon Green. And if Arkansas falls behind, they have to throw. That's a problem for Arkansas. And then containing Reed and that running game. And I know Moss is out. What did their injury report? How did they list him?
I mean, he's out. He's not
so
playing.
It's out. So he's definitely out. I didn't know if it was doubtful or however they'd listed him. But they've got other guys. So, I mean, I'm concerned about our ability to stop their run, and I'm concerned about the ability to keep Taylon Green from either having a bunch of hurries or they had 5 sacks last week. Mm-hmm. How many more times can they get to Arkansas's backs, and particularly their best runner in Taylon Green?
Kyle from, I think is it Inez, Texas? I know he's told us the pronunciation on this
Inez.
show. Inez. He's headed up there from South Texas with the family. His son's Tanner and Hunter as well. I don't know, Tommy, if you have friends coming up for this game, but this is the game that everyone.
I don't have friends, Ty.
You don't have friends at all?
No.
That live outside the state? Or just none? But this is the game that a lot of people of my friend group have circled. Like, this is the lone game they're coming up for Just hoping, obviously, that Arkansas gives them a reason. It is a bummer, though, about the rain. You were kind of joking before the show. Do you want the rain before the game on top of the tailgates, or do you want it actually during the game so you can have some fun, build up, and have that?
Well, looks like the rain's going to, right now. I mean, this forecast has changed throughout the week, so it may end up being where it rains after the game now. But there is a 70% chance of rain on Saturday in Fayetteville, and right now it's forecasted to start at noon and end at 6. Hopefully it's not really windy and not severe weather that delays the game with lightning. If it's an easy downpour, well, I mean, it takes away any edge you have with fans. It takes it completely away.
Yeah,
because people aren't going to sit through the rain. They're not going to sit through rain and then delays.
I would stop by the stadium shop on Razorback prior to and get you a poncho just in case. Hog Wild texting in Van Buren this morning. A&M is too good up front on both the offensive and defensive line. He feels like that the Aggies went 38-13. Again, you mentioned blocking for Taylon Green. They had some communication issues that they talked about against Tennessee. You won't necessarily have at least the crowd yelling at you during the course of this game, but how that offensive line plays, because if you can set Mike Washington and Braylon Russell up, which Petrino was talking about this week, really establishing that run game again, that takes so much pressure off Taylon Green. You're not playing catch-up like you were having to this past Saturday in Knoxville.
Yeah, hopefully so. If you're headed to the game and you're listening in Inez, Texas, or anywhere else, take the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell along with you. Whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. It's the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell.
We said it right, Inez, Texas, and it's the 8th birthday for Tanner, Kyle's son. So, Tanner, happy birthday. Hope you have a good weekend. Hopefully the Hogs bring you home one. We hadn't talked about this week, and I'd forgotten until just now. Darren McFadden also back in town, the honoring of his patch.
Going to honor number 5, and like I said, the patch this weekend. Hey, be sure and get to lurenet.com. I know we got some weather like we were talking about for this weekend, but it's going to be a great weekend to be on the water. If you're doing some crappie fishing, the Bobby Garland Baby Shad's there, but you can find Rebel Yum, Booyah, Bobby Garland, and more, all available at lurenet.com. Orders over $35 get free U.S. shipping as well. That's lurenet.com.
All right, when we return, Hog Update, hear more from Coach Petrino after this.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Daddy would kill me if I brought you home. Hey, this is Chad Warner, product manager for Booyah Bait Company in Fort Smith, Arkansas. The hottest swim jig on the Arkansas River right now is the Booyah Mobster. It was designed by the Muddy Water Mob, a bunch of river rats from Arkansas and Oklahoma, and it's winning tournaments on Dardanelle and Kerr like clockwork. If you're fishing submerged vegetation, water willow, lily pads, you need a Booyah Mobster to reel them in. Available at lurenet.com and tackle stores throughout Arkansas and Oklahoma, the Booyah Mobster.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest, because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator, Facegram, interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
He hit it over the video board. It's swimming with the fishes. This is The Morning Rush.
It's the remodeling sale at Harry Robinson's Saddlesaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Saddlesaw. We're talking about the manager specials. It's kind of the clearance rack here at Harry Robinson.
Yeah, it definitely is. You know, Tommy, you go into the store, you want to find those jeans that used to be $75 and now they're $25. That's what this row is. It's the clearance row, the manager special row here at Harry Robinson Saddlesaw Ford. Right when you pull in, take a look to your right. These are vehicles that's been here here a couple of days too long, our loss is your game. We've got thousands of dollars of savings on these units. Manager specials, they've got to go. They got to get out of here. No reasonable offer will be denied.
And many of these still have factory warranty intact.
Yes, definitely. A lot of these are newer vehicles, and it's not just hey, we got one truck up there. We got cars, we got trucks, we got vans, we got SUVs. We've got what you're looking for. Come and see us, Harry Robinson, Sallisaw Ford. Let us save you some money.
It's the remodeling sale. Don't miss the manager specials. Harry Robinson, Sallisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Sallisaw.
Hey, Ty Richardson at my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue. And Cricket, we always talk about specials. Thursday is my personal favorite night. We're here every Thursday. Bucket special, hard to beat.
You got to love the bucket special. I mean, you come in, you can get 5 domestic bottles in a bucket for $15, and then you get to hang out at Papa's. It's a great deal.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world. Cricket, what do you think about Papa's Pub and Pizzeria?
I think it's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith and perhaps the world.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Are you an electrician that's looking for a smaller, non-corporate job? Well, I'm here in studio with Sloan Walker of Sloan Electric. Sloan, what do you currently have open?
2 journeyman spots open and a 4th-year apprentice. If you have 1 to 2 years experience with those, you'd be a great fit for my company. We do residential, commercial, and industrial installs. Normal working hours are 8 to 4:30, so you can focus on your home life outside of your career. Best way to get in contact with me is just give me a phone call or text at 479-461-4302. Sloan Electric. We can power up together.
Family owned and operated since 1950, Crabtree RV Center is proud to have served the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas for 75 amazing years. From a small dealership on Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith to 17 acres located at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, Arkansas, Crabtree RV Center is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and parts. Come celebrate 75 years with us and take advantage of spectacular savings all year long. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
They say you can't have it all, but with Taco Bell's $5, $7, or $9 Lux Cravings boxes, you can have all you want. So, will you choose the eternally beloved $5 box, the extra elegance in the $7 box, or will you go full Fuego with the $9 box? Now with the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito, the only wrong choice is not to choose. So, pick your $5, $7, or $9 Lux Cravings box today, only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those. 107 down. This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I remember being down 18 at halftime and coming in and telling the offensive coaches, hey, you guys just go work with the offense. And I went and spent the half with the defense.
Yeah.
And Willie Robinson and crew did a great job of stopping them in the second half and came up with some big plays. And Tyler threw the ball up and down the field. And Jay Wright, I think, broke a record. Yeah. So it was a lot of fun.
Wouldn't you have loved to be a fly on the wall in AT&T Stadium with Arkansas down 18 at half with that defense and the words that came out of Bobby Petrino's mouth leading up to Arkansas's comeback win?
So you think he peeled the paint? Is what you
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well,
Do
he
you not?
has the ability. Well, you can, but sometimes your message doesn't get through when you deliver it in that way. but whatever he said,
it worked.
It worked. Whatever adjustments he made, it worked.
You referenced.
I think he could be a defensive coordinator just as successfully as offense.
I think Arkansas, if I remember right, won that game 38-35. You referenced Tyler Wilson a little bit earlier. Tyler had that one. I not that Tyler wasn't mobile, wasn't athletic, but running the option, running different reads where he kept it wasn't something they did a lot that year. And I still remember that 2-point conversion option that he just walked into the end zone. And I'm just thinking to myself, man, this is one of the best comebacks I've seen in quite some time.
Throwing the ball's his strength.
Yeah.
Running the ball's not. Talon, it's closer, but he's better off. I'd rather have him running the ball than throwing it. Now, if he had Jarius Wright out there, I might have a different answer. So,
yeah,
but we don't. There ain't anybody close to Jarius Wright on this team.
Arkansas is spreading the ball out a little bit more than they were last year, but it was so nice to have Andrew Armstrong, and now we're seeing what Isaac Teslaw is doing at the next level. Didn't necessarily use him as much as you probably wanted to this last year, but that's something that they've had to deal with injuries and stuff. Talked about Monte Harrison, Ishmael Cece, and Jalen Brown out for the year. Also, Tommy, the Danny Salih on the injury report popped up. We knew Poshka and David Oki, based on Petrino's comments on Monday, but didn't know about Danny Salih, so that's a big loss for Arkansas heading into this game. And A&M, we knew Le'Veon Moss wasn't going to play. It's just official last night.
Yeah, and Arkansas needs to find a way to guard against the pressure that's coming from A&M. They're going to be loaded at their defensive line. This makes Arkansas a little thinner. I don't know how much putting pressure and trying to get to the quarterback is the priority this week. I think you contain Reed more than you try to sack Reed. Keep him from gashing you, because I think it's when you flush him and then you get too many defenders behind him and then there's a cutback lane. That's where he's dangerous. And if he gets loose in the second level, that's when he's going to hit you for 50 or 60 or more.
Couple more things here in your Hog Update. Charlotte Hornets have signed Jonas Adu, who was here this last season. Jonas was a key role in Arkansas having success in the NCAA tournament, dominated Hunter Dickinson in that round of 64 game against Kansas, which was awesome. So cool to see a former Razorback get to the next level. And then also, Tommy, Matt Zimmerman Z got promoted to Director of A-Club and Student Athlete Engagement. I know that's something that former players have talked about, not being as involved and whatnot. I would guess Z's going to do a pretty good job of trying to get some of these interactions and these events more on the table when it comes to former Razorbacks.
We have a really nice place there in the football stadium for the A-Club. I got invited to go with one of our friends to go in there, and it's a nice space for people to gather and mingle that have that connection and bond of being a letterman. And they open it up to players in all sports. You can be a letterman in track or golf or still going to the A-Club there at this football stadium. So having someone that gets it, understands it, knows what it means, and has a great Rolodex of players, can put events together. These are the people that can help you raise a lot of money, too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that played here that have passion for it, that have done well in life. You need to have that proper connection with those. So I think Matt will do that.
All right, that is your Hog Update this morning. It's always brought to you by Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Got a message from Thatcher on YouTube talking about the defensive line. You were talking about the players, again, not just showing up at home. Saying that got to get more sacks on Marcel Reed if you're going to do that front, that like just a 4-man and not blitz a lot. Is this team capable, based on talent, based on injuries that we just talked about? Can they get pressure? Because I have one game this year, and that's Arkansas State. Other than that, there's no data that shows you that this team can have success rushing just 4. I think that's and it's such a disadvantage when you cannot manufacture and get to the quarterback with 4 or 5 guys, and this team just doesn't have the ability to do that.
I think you got to pick your poison. Obviously, if you rush 4, you're dropping 7. You only rush 3, you're dropping 8. How many can they send out? How many eligibles can they have? 5 is the most.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I've got 7 or possibly 8 to cover 5, and I don't think they'll split 5 very often. I like my chances. Why I say that is, man, you get to him and then you get behind him and he cuts back and finds a crease. Colton, I think he's just got all that speed and talent. He's going to gash you for 20, 30 yards at a time or more.
This is the exact same thing that teams do whenever they're facing Arkansas, is they get really worried about containing Taylon Green because of his ability. But Marcel Reed has obviously improved over last year from throwing, so you got to watch that too.
Yeah. Hey, this Saturday, Joe's Grill and Cantina, they're going to be there for the game. Half-price apps and cheap taps for the game on Saturday, 2:30, wear your hog gear, and you can gather with hog fans. It's going to be a little bit wet and nasty, so if you're not going to the game, but you want to get out and call the hogs with some of your fellow fans, Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith, half-price appetizers, cheap taps as well, so you can have a great time and get those fresh chips and salsa. Plus, I love the Mexican pizza there, the little mini taquitos, and then you can do the kind of the supreme queso there where they put the taco meat in it and put some tomatoes and other stuff. It is really, really good. So try that out. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Morning Rush Daily Question coming up here on a Think Tank Thursday.
Make sure you're subscribed to the Hit That Line Podcast Network. If you do, the podcast will automatically download to your phone. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to your favorite shows.
Hey, this is Chad Warner, product manager for Booyah Bait Company in Fort Smith, Arkansas. The hottest swim jig on the Arkansas River right now is the Booyah Mobster. It was designed by the Muddy Water Mob, a bunch of river rats from Arkansas and Oklahoma, and it's winning tournaments on Dardanelle and Kerr like clockwork. If you're fishing submerged vegetation, water willow, lily pads, you need a Booyah Mobster to reel them in. Available at lurenet.com and tackle stores throughout Arkansas and Oklahoma, the Booyah Mobster.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Green gets the snap, steps up, time down the middle, got a man break at the 10, the 5, touchdown Arkansas!
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Contractors, you've got jobs to win and customers to impress. That's why you choose Luxair HVAC systems, built for performance, efficiency, and reliability. And at J&B Supply, we've had your back since 1968. We're a local family-owned distributor that treats our customers like family too, with the products, expertise, and service you need to get the job done right. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
Are you tired of bulky, embarrassing dentures? At River Valley Smile Center, we offer fixed hybrid dentures, a permanent solution that looks and feels more natural than traditional dentures. They're secure, comfortable, and never come out. Most procedures can be completed right here in our office with sedation. No need for referrals. With state-of-the-art facilities, advanced techniques, and digital workflow, we provide the best possible outcomes. Financing is also available. Call us at River Valley Smile Center today at 479-646-0706 or visit us at rivervalleysmiles.com.
Here's NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin.
As a race car driver for 40 years, I survived a lot of crashes. Not everyone can run into a wall at 200 miles an hour and walk away. Without a seatbelt, I wouldn't be alive today. Now I'm retired, back home in Arkansas driving my pickup. I'm shocked how many people aren't wearing seatbelts. Why risk your life when it only takes 2 seconds to buckle up? Take it from number 6. Buckle up, Arkansas.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
Hi, this is Lindsay White, and I'm proud to share that White Office Machines has now officially become part of the Datamax family. You'll continue to see the same local support teams you know and trust. plus industry-leading Kyocera copiers with statewide service and expanded IT, phone, and document solutions. Together, we're stronger, and together we're ready to create a raving fan out of your business. I know my dad and our staff are excited about this new chapter, as it takes our capabilities to a whole new level for you. Learn more at datamaxarkansas.com.
Freshen up your golf game at the Golf Nut. We've got the latest apparel and head covers from Pins and Aces, plus new shirts and shorts from Red Vanley. Ghost golf bags are here in Sunday bag, carry, and card 14 styles. Zero torque putters are the hottest thing on the greens. Check out our models from TaylorMade, Lab Golf, and Odyssey. For precision on every shot, we've got rangefinders from Blue Tees and Bushnell. Visit the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994. Hey drivers, got a reefer on the fritz or a trailer that needs some TLC? Roll into High Tech Truck Refrigeration Service in Van Buren, your one-stop, full-service, semi-truck and trailer repair facility, proudly serving you for over 30 years. At High Tech Truck, they do it all: DOTs, preventative maintenance, structural repairs, and expert reefer service. Fast, reliable, and driver approved. Call High Tech Truck today at 479-474-2220. Keep your wheels and your freight moving. High Tech Truck, proud sponsors of Arkansas football.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
Recent money in this Arkansas A&M game seems to be completely favoring A&M. Line has moved and shifted all the way to 9+ now, or 9 points. I shouldn't say 9+, 9 points on the Bet Saracen app. Last week it shifted back towards the Razorbacks late against Tennessee and ended up being the way to go was with Arkansas. Does this have you worried a little bit that this game could be a blowout? I know the game's not decided on the betting line, but these things have a tendency or a way of being accurate. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, they.
And it's like when the line moves, it's like somebody knows something. And sometimes that is the fact. But the fact that the line shifted a couple of points in a couple of days, all in A&M's favor, concerning to you for this week, or does it mean nothing? Are we overanalyzing?
I think you made a point earlier. I think I'm going to pull back my bet and then bet on Arkansas and get a higher point total out of it. It doesn't really concern me. I think Arkansas is going to compete. I know they've had a tradition lately of getting blown out at home, but I tend to think that it's going to be a close football game that A&M ultimately prevails.
How do you pair with it, guys, the history of the series, though, of close games? I mean, games that have had lines of a touchdown or more. And is this, or does this mean nothing?
No, it means something. I know we disagree on past precedents and stuff that has happened prior to, but I think it always, like Mike Elko was talking about it.
You know, what I told our guys is I don't remember ever feeling like any of the games were in control. I feel like every game I've ever played against Arkansas has come down to the final play.
And A&M's won pretty much all those with the exception of 20.
Well, I'm not talking about win. I mean, I don't expect Arkansas to win, but I guess my question is, all of these factors even make you believe Arkansas will be in the game in the fourth quarter like they were against Tennessee? Because I've got real concerns that this one could be the one where you kind of get your pants pulled down a little bit. I think Tennessee is – I think Texas A&M is more talented than Tennessee. Yeah. Based on what I've seen, their defense is really good, and their speed on offense is superior. I'm worried about getting embarrassed in this game.
RB thinks that Arkansas is going to see a lot of third downs, and the defensive line for Texas A&M is going to get after Taylor. I don't blame him or anyone else for thinking that. But, I mean, Tennessee got after Taylor, 5 sacks. They turned the ball over 3 times, a forced turnover on down. They still were. It was a 3-point game.
Had a chance to win.
Yeah, had a chance to win. And maybe it's the optimism in me this morning, but I tend to think that Arkansas is going to be in a position. Let's call it a position to lose, because we can't say this team is in a position to win, because every time in their position to win, or 3 out of 4 times they're in a position to win, they lose the game. So they will be in a position to lose close. How's that?
Okay.
This is the last game on the schedule in which our predictions will not be mathematically eliminated. So if they lose today, Tommy's prediction is mathematically eliminated.
At 8-4?
It's important, yeah.
I don't know if 4 and 8 can happen at this point. It's a mathematically alive. I understand that. But.
Mathematically, it can still happen. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Is the line shifting at all? Give you any thoughts on the Razorbacks and the Aggies this weekend. Number 1 place for indoor golf. Maybe you want to stay indoors and stay away from the rain. Well, Cart Pass Social, the place to do so. College football, NFL, you can watch it all there at Cart Pass Social. It's a place where you can go and just have fun. If you're an avid golfer, you can do that as well. 479-487-3622. Christian Olson, Nate Garahan, 2 Rogers boys, 2 of my buddies from school. Great guys have put together an awesome facility at 122 Grant Place in Lowell. League play going on right now at Cart Path Social. Now, you mentioned, we were talking earlier about the Razorbacks and some deficiencies, particularly on the defensive line, and how that's affected the entire team. I know your theme in the offseason about this basketball team as we get ready for their first exhibition game this next Friday against Cincinnati. This really seems like a complete team, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Cal was talking about this earlier this week at
no holes in the line
at the SEC Basketball Media Days, and I know a lot of people are really excited about this front court.
Well, I'm still looking for it. You have to have a post presence or your team's a fraud. It doesn't mean you just play. All these guys that have the answer to how you play the game of basketball, you still have to be able to throw it to a guy in the post at times and get a free basket. We did it with Jonas at the end of the year, which is why we advanced. So I'm looking at this group and saying, who do we throw it to here? We don't have to throw it 50 times, but there are times we got to get a free basket. We're not making any shots. So that's what we want. We're still looking for it.
Congratulations again to Jonas Adu, who signed with the Charlotte Hornets. But whether it's Pringle, Ewan, I know you've talked about Trevin Brazil. Seems like really good. Cal was talking about him as well.
He should be a double-double with 4 to 5 blocks every game. And if he's not giving us what he's capable of giving us.
This looks more like a vintage Cal front court. The guards he's always going to have good guards, but this looks more like a could be dominant front court for this Arkansas basketball team, which I'm always excited when you have good guard play, but that's, I think, an element that you should be pumped up about if you're an Arkansas fan.
Who can get you a bucket? Out of a timeout, they dial up a play, diagram it out on the sideline, maybe something they've been working on. Who's your go-to guys? Is it Carter Knox? Is it Pringle? I mean, I think you got to have multiple go-to guys when you've got to have a bucket. Pringle's got to be not just a bucket in certain situations. He's got to be a rebound when you got to have it. Because there are moments where the rebound's bigger than the bucket. So I think this team, from some eyes that have been on them, I haven't seen them. I didn't get to go to the one open practice they had. I wasn't in Hot Springs, but I'm excited about this team because I think there are all the pieces. I don't think the puzzle's put together by any stretch, but I think everything is there to have an elite team this year.
We will have the exhibitions for you with Cincinnati and Memphis on the radio. I know I had some people asking about that, but we will have that coming up next Friday and the following Monday as well when they'll go in FedEx Forum. I think they've sold like 6,500 plus tickets in Memphis. I don't know what the number looks like for Bud Walton next week. I did see Auburn lost last night in Birmingham to Oklahoma State. The Stephen Pearl experience off to a great start. I know it's an exhibition game, but I thought it was funny. His dad, Bruce is doing a TNT. He's doing the broadcasting thing now, Tommy. TNT's now doing a college broadcast type of thing. I think Chris Webber and someone else is going to be on it too.
Well, and I know he said he ruled out politics, but I still wonder if he, I know Feinbaum's put his name in there. I don't think that's going to really happen. I wonder if Bruce Pearl would actually consider making that run for that Senate seat in the end when it really comes down to time to have to decide. I know I know he said no, but does that mean no forever on that?
So
I'm interested.
You're not giving any legs to the Feinbaum thing at all?
No.
Why is that? What's your rationale?
Because I don't think because he would have to come off the air during the campaign. I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think he's going to turn his back on I don't think he's going to hang up his career, at least temporarily.
Mm-hmm.
Nor do I think ESPN would allow him to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he runs for office, they have to take him off the air, at least in the state of Alabama. I don't think they're going to do
That's
that.
half of his listening base.
Speaking of him, when it comes to the SEC this weekend, what is the bigger storyline in the SEC? Is it you can't say I want it to be Vandy LSU. It's not. Is it the game in Athens or the third Saturday in October? What is when you think about big picture for the Southeastern Conference
For this weekend?
For this weekend, you got an undefeated Ole Miss team and you've got an undefeated SEC Alabama team.
I think we have a solid opinion about what Alabama is. I know the Florida State loss, but are we still trying to figure out Alabama at this point? I think we feel pretty good about them.
3 straight top 25 games.
Ole Miss is still a team. I hadn't quite figured them out. I think they got potential to be there. I know, Georgia's got the loss to Tennessee. I think Georgia, Tennessee, and Alabama, we got a pretty good handle on. I know Ole Miss is 6-0, but I don't trust them as much as I do the other three. They need to win this weekend for me to put them in that club.
Struggled against Arkansas, struggled against Washington State.
Yeah.
They've not shown very good defense.
But they could very well win. I mean, I think this is going to be a fun game. This is the game I want to watch more than any of the others.
There's been a clip, sir, and it is the same time as the Arkansas
Yeah, I
game.
hate
So
that.
you got a 2 TV dilemma there. It is the same. There's been a clip of Lane Kiffin and everything circulating, and then I know people like to poke fun at Ole Miss for not going to Atlanta yet since they started that in '92, but based on how they start, I know you have to go to Athens this weekend. This is a great chance and opportunity. And Chambliss is obviously he ripped us up. He's ripped some other teams up, and now he's going to try and rip up one of the better defenses in college football this weekend in a place that I know they lost earlier this year to Alabama, but Kirby Smart does not lose in Athens and Sanford Stadium very often.
And his story is so great coming from D2, Ferris State, and if you followed, you know the story. But man, if back up, rises after an injury to get to be the starter. If you could go on to win a game of this magnitude, I mean, just furthers the lore. It also tells you that, hey, guys, real diamonds in the rough get lost out there.
Mm-hmm. Ferris State's a really good D2 program. I know their athletics director and coach have been really emphatic about that. It also goes to show you like the quarterback body type. I know people want that 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" with legs. Talon, luckily, is 6'6", and he's a stud. He's fast and a lot of things. But, I mean, I don't know how Chambliss is like 6 feet, 6'1", maybe.
A motor.
And he's just he's a stud. And unfortunately, that dynamic, that story you're talking about started against the Arkansas Razorbacks. His lore, his potential legend, which I don't know what's going to be by the end of the year. They could lose a couple more games. It started against you with the outstanding game he had against the Razorbacks.
Either one of you guys ever been in a hot air balloon?
No. I have not.
Is it
No.
on your bucket list of things to maybe do?
I could put it on there.
Yeah.
Well, it's not currently, but I could.
I think they've updated ones. I have hot air balloons as like a big wicker thing with a big open flame, and I think it's a lot more safe than that now.
Poto Balloon Fest starts today. It runs
Fun.
through Saturday. Tonight's armband night at the carnival, but you can also get free admission and free parking tonight as well. And check out the vendor booths and plan your weekend around the activities running through Saturday night at the super huge fireworks finale on Saturday. Weekend activities include the carnival, vendor booths, a barbecue cook-off, balloon rides, and a Mean Machine monster truck ride as well. So start your weekend today at the Poto Balloon Fest in Poto, Oklahoma, and you can get one of those balloon rides. I've never been in a hot air balloon. I think that'd be something of interest. Poto Mountain, that'd be beautiful.
Well, Clay thinks my challenge is hot air. The Hall of Fame sports writer has chimed in and said that he doesn't think I could break 100 from the blue tees at Big Creek. If
the blue tees are significantly more difficult than the white tees there.
No question.
There's a greater gap in the distance, but I think he's basing his thoughts on you from seeing your game several years ago.
4 years ago, I might add. It's been a while. There's improvement.
Yeah,
it's like
you've
just
gotten
like
better.
just like Talon's improved. I've improved, but don't know if we're going to get that challenge between me and Bart, which is a bummer.
They can't run scared forever. We'll just call you Seabiscuit. You just keep entering
keep pushing.
make them scratch. We'll call you Seabiscuit.
Just keep pushing. I'll do my best. Hour 2 coming up. We'll keep pushing along here on the Morning Rush with our buddy Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, when we return next.
Hey, this is Chad Warner, product manager for Booyah Bait Company in Fort Smith, Arkansas. The hottest swim jig on the Arkansas River right now is the Booyah Mobster. It was designed by the Muddy Water Mob, a bunch of river rats from Arkansas and Oklahoma, and it's winning tournaments on Dardanelle and Kerr like clockwork. If you're fishing submerged vegetation, water willow, lily pads, you need a Booyah Mobster to reel them in. Available at lurenet.com and tackle stores throughout Arkansas and Oklahoma, the Booyah Mobster.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to make you a morning person. Loading up our omelet biscuit with sausage, ham, and applewood smoked bacon stacked on a fluffy made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Or making a home-style loaded burrito. All that breakfast in a tortilla with crispy hash browns. Good morning, morning person. From Hardee's Country. Download the app and join my rewards for 20% off any breakfast purchase of $10 or more. Registration and minimum $10 purchase required. See app for terms.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Mega Millions jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
The first thing I'd do if I became a millionaire is, call my mom.
I would buy my mother a Maserati.
I definitely would buy a jet. Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Why wait till Monday for your dental emergency? At Valley Urgent Dental, we know your pain cannot wait. Broken tooth, painful infections, sports injuries, we've got you covered. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are here when you need them most. Call them at 479-235-5655. Valley Urgent Dental is available on weekends when your regular dentist is closed. Valley Urgent Dental at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Do not wait. Your smile deserves immediate care.
Archery deer season is here, and Infinity Sports and Outdoors has all your archery needs and more. Infinity Sports has top compound bows from Hoyt, PSC, Prime, Darton, Bear, and Elite Plus crossbows from 10 Point, Wicked Ridge, Barnett, and Killer Instinct, all tuned and ready to shoot. Expert bow techs with years of experience are on site to get you dialed in and ready to hunt. Infinity Sports and Outdoors, 3700 Highway 71 North in Alma.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
Now through October 31st, get $10 off per gallon of select paint and exterior from Clark Kensington, Ace Royal, and Wood Royal brands at locally owned Jaegers Hardware. Jaegers, real help, real savings. Now open in Barling.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sun. A high this afternoon in the low to mid 80s. We will see an increase in the cloud cover, upper 50s to low 60s overnight. Partly to mostly sunny sky Friday, mid 80s, and showers with a few thunderstorms on Saturday, a high Saturday near 75. I'm Sally Russell with the forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
KERX Paris Fort Smith.
At some point, you got to step in the ring. We'll lift the rope. You got to come in here.
ESPN 95.3.
So I'm hearing all about this AI stuff. So I'm trying to incorporate AI.
Bobby Petrino keeping the Arkansas job is like dusting off an old leather jacket. It still kind of fits, smells a little questionable, but man, it brings back memories. Offensively, the guy can still draw up plays like a mad scientist with a dry erase board. But can he steer the whole ship without it capsizing into drama? That's the $1 million and maybe motorcycle question. If winning cures everything, he's got a shot. If not, well, we've seen this movie before, and it usually ends with a press conference and a neck brace.
Live from the Busch Light Studios with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
And produced by Colton Little, this is The Morning Rush.
Oh, it's going to be great to be back home, and we need to go out and put on a show and give everyone a lot to cheer about, and everybody needs to cheer really loud when they have the ball.
Bobby Petrino yesterday on Razorback Football Live with Chuck last night talking about this upcoming game against the Texas A&M Aggies, 2:30 on the SEC Network and right here on ESPN. I said SEC Network. That's not right. 2:30 on ESPN. And right here, of course, on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. You've beaten the Aggies once since they joined the SEC, 2021. Petrino beat them 3 times in Dallas. Hopefully you can start a new streak starting tomorrow in Fayetteville and getting to go to Kyle Field starting next year.
That's a road trip I want to make. That's a venue I want to see for myself. So I think fans will have fun going to Kyle Field.
My brother and his girlfriend, who is a Texas A&M Aggie, she wears her Aggie ring, they are making their way up from Dallas for this game this weekend. So the house divided is very much a thing with my brother and his girlfriend this weekend.
You know how we always say the phrase "time flies," and how things get away from you. Does it feel like Uncorked has been there for 7 years on Phoenix Avenue? They're getting ready to celebrate their 7th anniversary. They got a new menu that's debuting on the 21st, and they got a big party coming up in a little over a week on the 25th to celebrate 7 years at Uncorked. Happy hour is going to be available from 2 to 6, full menu available from 4 to 11 when you stop in at Uncorked. They got a live band featuring Fort Smith's very own Mystique that will begin at 7 p.m. on the 25th, and they'll do a mixture of soul, classic rock, alternative R&B, and some other covers as well. So also save room for desserts, and it's going to be a fun time. They're going to have a local bakery, Rich Creations, that team up with them as well. So make your reservations now. Their 7th anniversary. It's going to be a big party. October 25th, happy hour 2 to 6. Music begins at 7. Going to have a full menu beginning at 4 at Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's. Make your reservations now at uncorkedthefort.com.
I'm not thinking of it as that. I'm just going out there every day and trying to help these young men get better, help them understand that football is one of the things that helps you the rest of your life. And we've talked a lot about that in team meetings, and just trying to make it a better product out on the field.
That was Bobby Petrino when asked about pressure surrounding him, his future at Arkansas. Tommy, you and I both agree, you had 7-game sample size, right? And you had the bye, and you got the 7 games left. Now you've lost one. You've got 6 games remaining. We tend to think 1 to 2 wins, you're not going to be in the conversation for the head coach. 3, definitely a conversation. 4, probably the head coach. So that window, and again, it's tough when you got a top 5 opponent coming in here, but that window for him to potentially get the head coaching job at Arkansas got a little smaller after last weekend. And I know he said he's not worrying about it, but I would think that's at least kind of in his head. I've got a number I've got to hit wins-wise in order to be in contention for this job.
Yeah, and I think it's also how the team plays. I don't think losing close like they did last week the rest of the way is going to do it. I think wins over Auburn and Mississippi State, then maybe one of the last 3, with looking good throughout nearly all the performances might be enough. In the end, I mean, depending on the job market, what I mean by that, Penn State's open now. Florida may become open. I mean, the other dominoes that fall, your best available candidate may be Bobby Petrino.
That's a good point.
And he's the guy that wants the job. I mean, in the end, everybody wants an answer. Who are we going to hire? Who are we going to hire? You know, it's the question all of us get everywhere we go. It's the conversation that's most had around our state. And the reality is you can't have a real answer right now. There's still a lot of football to play.
October the 16th.
No, there's no way to have an answer today.
Yeah. Well, a guy that always seems to have an answer is Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. We always love having Tom, and also Larry Worth kind of likes Tom too.
Tom, I'm back.
I thought that was kind of a cool clip from Tuesday's media appearance. Tom, good morning. Good to have you as always, man. To kind of the conversation we were having about Petrino there, I know what he said, but and you're not going to make a decision like Tommy was saying on October the 16th, but what do you think he's kind of thinking about here these next few weeks with the opportunity, 3 straight home games, you're in Fayetteville for a month, to calculate it and to possibly getting this job and retaining it after?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. You're too nice to me, and so is Larry. I'm thinking that after I called Caleb Wooden Colby last week, that's made the rounds in the locker room, and now I'm kind of the fun old guy or something. I don't know, but there's so many things that go into the calculations on Bobby Petrino. What powerful boosters and this board of trustees are thinking, what Hunter Yurchek's thinking, what their performances look like the rest of the year. I do believe him when he says that what he's thinking about is trying to help the team get better, improve their individual stock and the team performances, and just kind of see what comes for the rest of the season. And there's so much on the plate too. I mean, the potential for huge upsets like coming up Saturday. And Mike Elko, I thought, was quite explicit in how this Arkansas team is so close, and those games against A&M have been so close that even if you say, well, A&M will probably catch some fourth quarter break like they always do, we don't know that. And that's what's great about football. You just don't know what the outcome will be on a given day. And if they can get their turnover situation more in hand, they'll have a chance because they are so close to winning, 3 of these games.
This weekend, you mentioned it potentially coming down to a close game. We got a text from our buddy Keith Wilson at CJ's earlier that the rain hurts Arkansas even worse because they can't hold on to the football when it's dry. I'm going to guess that you might agree with that. I mean, rain probably hurts Arkansas more than it does A&M this weekend, right?
I would say they've had more of the ball security issues, but it comes down to, can receivers hold on to passes? It just comes down to so much more than, who's got the best cleats on for the conditions? What running back slips on a 4th and 1? There's, again, why football is so great, weird things can happen. The Auburn would-be touchdown that would have put them up 7 that wasn't ruled a touchdown. So I think the odds would say a rain game would favor A&M, but we don't know that.
And, if we don't have wind, I think it's one thing. If you have wind, I think it affects the passing game a lot. At least that's what old quarterbacks will tell you. I think in the end, it's not a good idea to have a ton of wet footballs out there. We act like they're going to be soaked footballs. Arkansas's got ball dryers, Tom. They're going to change the ball out pretty regularly. They won't be soaked, but this is a team that struggles with ball security. Rain's not going to help any of that. Or maybe it does. Maybe it raises their attention, but I like the idea that it's going to be a focus throughout this week, getting ready for it.
No doubt. And of course, the wind is another component. And I think if it's as rain like they say, and the field is real sloppy, who can have the better run stop defense? Who can have the better run game? With Le'Veon Moss out for A&M, the Reuben Owens moves to the top role, and I know they really like their running back core with Daniels and Morrow behind Owens. So the challenge is going to be for Arkansas to fit up the run better. And Bobby Petrino was pretty explicit in the way he described that with Chuck last night on radio, that sometimes if the linebacker knows his keys, he can get to his assignment the better, and that helps the safeties. And he says they look better at it this week. So stopping the run might wind up being the biggest component to this game if it winds up being a wet ball game.
So do you, if you're Arkansas defensively, do you only rush 3 or 4 and try to contain Reed? How would you, if you were the defensive coordinator, if you were Bobby Petrino as the head coach, what would be your game plan this week to keep Reed maybe contained a little more? Because I fear that, man, you send 4 or 5 after him, he gets 3 or 4 defenders behind him, cuts back in a lane, and that's when he'll gash you for a big chunk.
Again, it's part of the chess match. Arkansas's got to be adaptable to be able to do both. And quite honestly, with David Oakey still out and now Danny Salih on the injury list, their defensive tackle rotation is really hurting. And then you don't want to overwork Cam Ball. So I think we're going to see some 3-man fronts. I think we might see Justice Boone play inside a little bit more as he did some last week. And honestly, some of those freshmen, like I know Kevin Otis was in there at the very end on that 3rd down and 1 play. We might see them some more as well.
Talking about the defense, they got to go up against an offensive coordinator that some Arkansas fans are familiar with, Colin Klein, who played for Kansas State when you beat him in the Cotton Bowl, and he was, I think, 5th in the Heisman Trophy 10-plus years ago. Kind of a young coach, has built himself up. Tom, what are your thoughts on the coordinator for Texas A&M and possibilities for him in his coaching future?
Yeah, to hear Mike Elko describe him on Wednesday, he's a brilliant young offensive mind who puts in the time into the game. And so I think we're going to hear a lot more out of Colin Klein moving forward. A head coaching position at some point might be in his future, possibly at Kansas State at some point where he played. There's so many strange sides. And by the way, Arkansas did a good job defensively on A&M last year. I think it held them to 297, and you can live with that just about every day of the week against an SEC opponent. So they're going to look to be a little bit more explosive with another seasoning for Marcel Reed. But Klein is an up-and-comer for sure. And what I think is weird or strange is there's so many ties in this game, like the fact that Petrino went and spent halftime in the locker room in 2011 against A&M to shore up the defensive problems. And then they played Kansas State later that year and all that kind of stuff. It's just weird that Bobby Petrino connections are so big in this game.
And as far as A&M goes, Tom, I know they had that big one in South Bend earlier this year, but their last 3 games have been at home against some good opponents. Not great, I would say, in Auburn, Mississippi State, and Florida. I know they're undefeated, but do we really know how good these guys are heading into this game?
Well, if you'll recall, and nobody would remembers, but back from the summer when you guys would ask me who's your sleeper SEC team or what have you, who could come out of the pack, A&M was my first choice because they were 7-1 last year, if you remember, before they lost to South Carolina and they lost to Auburn, and then they lost to Texas. So they had right up till the very end a path to make the SEC championship game. I think they're a very solid team. If you want to go for favorable scheduling, clearly them, Missouri and Ole Miss, have profited from the way their early season schedule sets up. But the back part of that is they're road heavy, and Arkansas, I guarantee you they have concerns going into this game about Arkansas's prowess.
You think Petrino's just as aggressive as he won in Knoxville? I mean, if they get close to the red zone, or if they're in on Texas A&M side of the field, or even on Arkansas side of the field, like we saw in that first drive, do we see similar aggression that we saw last week in Neyland?
Well, I kind of think you have to be. It helps for your team and all that, but you've got to play it by ear on your fourth down decisions and things like that. And then the third down calls you have that lead into potential fourth down decisions. And as you saw, and Bobby Petrino mentioned, Raylan Sharp kind of came up from the slot in a semi-rub route type situation on the left side on that 4th and 3 and came open. And so if Talon had been looking there, it would have been a relatively easy throw to find Sharp to move the sticks. But it all plays into the calculus for sure.
Yeah. Talk about Petrino. You've been up and close with all his coaches' shows, his press conferences, at the game. How well do you think he's settling in from the OC role a few weeks ago to now being the interim head coach? It almost appears at times like it's like riding a bike. He just climbed right back on.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think he has it when it comes to being a head coach. He still has it. I think you've seen the team unify some around him. And no matter what happens from the rest of this year, if he keeps the team together, if they're competitive down the stretch, no matter what the wins and losses look like when it's all said and done, his name in the industry, I think, would be in position for other head coaching jobs and certainly high-profile offensive coordinator positions at a Power 4 type school. And that may be ultimately what he preferred. I mean, we've heard him talk about how he really enjoys being in the quarterback room and doing that stuff and not having to worry about NIL. The extraneous piece in that being that with general managers and offices now to handle it, maybe he'd be better suited to be a head coach again.
Yeah, and I think we all believe he's auditioning for the Arkansas job, which is true in part. But the point is he's also auditioning for other possible openings around the country. As the dominoes fall, other jobs come open. If Arkansas goes a different direction, he's also coaching for a next head coaching job elsewhere. I mean, coordinator money's good, but head coaching money's 3 to 4 times better.
No matter what you think of Bobby Petrino, and his jumping around in his career certainly has played into how the perceptions of him. He is a brilliant offensive mind, and I think a very top-notch head coach who has flaws. Like every one of us have flaws, but Arkansas, on the whole, has been better off that Bobby Petrino has been the coach here and the offensive coordinator here. I mean, look at their numbers this year. Number 1 in explosive plays in the country, the 10 yards or more plays at 120, and their total offense rankings. And if not for the turnovers, which, it just seemed to be snake bit, they would be clearly one of the best offenses in the country.
I'm sure you've read some of Chris Lowe's pieces on him. Clearly there's a relationship there, but we all want to say that he's the same guy he was back then, but when you really look at what's happened in his life the last 15 years, I think the loss of his dad has changed him maybe more than the embarrassment of the way the Arkansas gig ended the first time. I do believe he's a changed man from what he was, and just time will change who you are, Tom. But I think the loss of his father's probably mellowed him and given him a different perspective on things more so than anything else over the last 15 years.
Well, now you're getting deep on the therapist couch, and I'm with you, Tommy. I'm with you. I tend to agree with you. My personal relationship with Petrino, I mean, I don't feel close, but he knows who I am, and I get along with him great. He's never been cruel to me or mean or anything at a press conference or anything like that. So covering him, I just find that the intricacies of how he discusses games is brilliant. And I enjoy covering him because his offenses are fun and explosive. And you may be onto something. And I think the players have understood how the defensive players in particular, there's another side to this guy. He's actually funny. He inspires a team. And I think we saw that last week.
Tom, we'll leave it there, man. We'll see what they do against the Aggies this weekend. Appreciate the insight. We'll talk on Tuesday.
You betcha. Sounds good.
All right, Tom Murphy with us here on this Thursday. It's brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. Jackie and Matt can help take care of all your legal challenges, whether you've been in a car wreck or a tractor-trailer accident. Maybe you've been the victim of someone not living up to their end of the bargain in a contract deal. Maybe you find yourself involved in a criminal matter, maybe a divorce or family law matter. Jackie's got over 13 years of experience ready to help you. 479-1505, licensed in Arkansas and Oklahoma. Offices in Fort Smith and in Salisaw. 479-769-1505, or go to mocklegalsolutions.com.
Tom was talking about connections with Bobby Petrino and Texas A&M, another former Aggie, Jaden Platt. Petrino was talking about him last night.
And I used to give him a really hard time because there was a time I was I don't know what I was doing, to be honest with you, but I was going down through campus, and he was riding on a scooter. And I waved at him a couple times, and he just kept riding on the scooter. And I started giving him a bad time, saying, yeah, man, you almost crashed that scooter looking at that girl going down the sidewalk. And so we have a nice little joke about that going on. But he.
You ever tried to? Have you ever driven a scooter or a motorcycle of any sort?
No. Well, I mean, a scooter, yeah, but it's been a while.
Like, do you do the in Fayetteville and various other big cities the rent a scooter at all? Have you ever done that with the kiddos or the wife?
Yeah, the kids like it. Yeah.
Is it
probably you got to rent 4 of them. If there's 4 of us, the kids are going to run off and leave you.
It's $5 a pop too.
I know it.
At least you're spending $20.
You download the app. You got to do all this.
Which is still cheaper than maybe an Uber or a Lyft or definitely a taxi cab. But I thought that was pretty funny last night. Him talking about Jaden and anything else. I don't know.
Great, like when you come out of a concert, like New Orleans or Oklahoma City or somewhere, and Ubers, like you said, are just stupid expensive. If you can find a couple of those, get back to your hotel quicker, go for it.
I waited an hour and a half to get a Lyft after the press conference with Petrino last week in Knoxville to get an Uber or Lyft, and it was $80 to just get back home. But I tried everything, and that's they didn't have scooters on campus, and I couldn't have traveled 15 minutes, but. As someone that has had and seen that surge 4 or 5 times, it's not fun to deal with at all.
So, but keep your eyes on the road because particularly driving around campus
at night, it's
during the day. Sometimes the scenery around the campus can cause you to be distracted.
Evidently, it was for Jaden when he was in College Station. But this weekend, if you're going to do that, just make sure you be safe because it is going to rain. It's a bummer. We talked about this. It's a bummer. It looks like it's going to rain during the game. You hadn't had your first SEC home game is going to be filled with rain unless the forecast changes and the weather changes.
Hey, the perfect hot tub is waiting for you at the warehouse clearance sale at Burton Pools and Spas. Whether you're seeking relaxation or quality time with family, Burton Pools and Spas has got you covered with Hot Springs Hot Tubs, the world's best-selling brand. Over 100 hot tubs are in stock, ready for delivery and on sale now. And hot tubs start at just $39.99 with payments as low as $53 a month. Visit Burton Pools and Spas Hot Tub Warehouse Clearance Sale. It starts now. Burton Pools and Spas in Fort Smith, Greenland, Springdale, and Hot Springs, and online at burtonpools.com.
Doug says it's ironic that Bobby Petrino is talking about one of his players and a pretty girl in a scooter. He thinks that's pretty funny. All right, we got our SEC update coming up in just a sec. Dan Mullen had some words about the UNLV job where he's currently employed. Apparently things are going down in Gainesville, plus the status of a certain LSU linebacker heading to this game in Nashville against the Doors. That's coming up. Stay with us. It's the Morning Rush.
Or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
There wasn't a whole lot of thought into it or anything like that. It was just, heck, I'm not taking a knee.
This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Less than 2 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts, Peter. I don't know what they're going to do. Down 3 and way out of field goal range. Truly an unlucky state to be in.
This state has plenty of luck. Last year, 8 Arkansans each won $1 million off a lottery ticket.
State as in a state of being, not... Whoa, touchdown Razorbacks.
This is winning, folks. Every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps fund college scholarships. You could be the next big winner. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Arkansas is our place. It's our place to keep it beautiful. So get your hands dirty and do your part during the Great Arkansas Cleanup, happening now through October 31st. Find events all around the state, or even better, host your own event and recruit your friends. Let's team up and get this done. Learn more and sign up today at KeepArkansasBeautiful.com. A message brought to you by the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, this station, and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
The Crane Automotive team has 16 locations across Arkansas and is home to the Crane Commitment. You'll find Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Kia, Volkswagen, and access to thousands of pre-owned vehicles. Vehicles for every lifestyle and every budget. Even if you're not in the market for a vehicle, the Crane Team Service Centers offer the latest in vehicle diagnostic technology and certified technicians to take care of your vehicle and get you back on the road. Check them out at craneteam.com. The Ruskin and Zach studios are driven by the Crane Automotive team.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Your name has come up as a possible replacement for Yahoo Sports.
Yeah.
How are you going to keep from this becoming
I'll be here.
distraction?
I'll make it. You want me to do that? I'm going to be the head coach of UNLV next year. I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere.
Have you said that to your players yet?
I said to the players, I told them that. I said, good or bad, right? It's a transfer portal world. I said, don't get all excited. Think I might go somewhere that you think is like a better place. I'm going to be here. You guys are stuck with me.
Do you see Dan Mullen staying put in UNLV? I'm not necessarily he's going to be a head coach here in Fayetteville next year, but do you see Dan Mullen staying put with the domino effect that you referred to? Penn State open, you got Oklahoma State. I think Florida's coming open. I think Auburn's coming open. See Dan Mullen staying in Vegas.
Painted himself in a corner there, but we've seen coaches say a lot of things that seemed like it had a lot of gravity to it, and then in the end,
Biggest one is Nick Saban.
Remember when Nick Saban left for $4 million? We thought, how in the world are they ever going to pay a coach $4 million? He did the entire college football world a favor by taking that $4 million job in 2000, late 6, early 7, whenever it was, before the 07 season. I mean, unbelievable. So
he got so many coaches fired too.
Yeah, but look how much money they all made in their buyouts as a result of him. He's the Tiger Woods. Golf has made a ton of money because of Tiger Woods. College football coaches have made tens of millions of dollars, and now the players are making the money as a result of Nick Saban. It all traces back to him. When he made that statement, they paid him the money. Now, your question was about Dan Mullen. I went down a rabbit hole there.
You're good.
I think Dan Mullen is a candidate elsewhere if he keeps winning, but I don't think it's in Fayetteville, and I don't think it's in the SEC.
So if I told you, if I gave you 2 hands, you can choose James Franklin or Dan Mullen. Who are you taking?
No, Franklin, 100 times.
Why so quick to say that?
Because he's taken a program maybe in a similar situation, and you can say, well, Dan Mullen did the same thing at Mississippi State. I think Arkansas is in a situation kind of like State was when they hired Levy after they lost Mike Leach tragically.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they had the interim for a year, then Levy's there now. It's not quite the same circumstances, but a similar situation. And I think Franklin's well adapted to do that. He gets a lot of credit for Florida. He did it at State, but Florida wasn't nearly as in bad a shape as what Arkansas is sitting at right now.
Jody says he would take Mullen over James Franklin. Just something to ponder. I don't even know if either candidates.
Why would you take Mullen ahead of James Franklin?
I think offense. But Dan Mullen had not that Micah Parsons and Abdul Carter and some of the guys that have come through State College, but offensively, Mullen's clearly the better coach. It's not close. So that would be the. But to your point, like you've advocated for a defensive coach before, so maybe Franklin would be the way to go.
Now, take Dak Prescott away, and what's his resume look like?
Kyle Trask. He was the OC at Tim Tebow. I mean, there's a lot.
No, I mean, as a head coach, I mean, what's his resume look like with?
Help me on this, Colton. You're gonna
Well,
Trask.
I mean, you can't just say
Prescott.
take away the guy's best.
I understand,
take away the guy's
but
best
he gets a
coaching
ton
job.
of his credit being number one with Mississippi State and all that.
In Starkville, Mississippi,
I would
they were
say
the number one
I would
team
say
in the
the
country.
reason he got canned in Gainesville is because he didn't recruit. He wasn't good
Well,
keeping
he
up
didn't
with
get
the
along with the
recruit.
boosters, but-
Well, you can get along with boosters if you recruit well and win football games. That's all I'm going to say. He didn't recruit. That was the thing. That was kind of the big reason why they wanted to get rid of him. He didn't win enough games for Florida. If you can't recruit at Florida, where there's a 5-star in your backyard,
Yeah.
how are you going to recruit at Arkansas?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Speaking of Florida, this is from Matt Hayes, the USA Today Sports Network. Their AD, Scott Strickland, met with boosters, according to this report about Billy Napier. They've got, Mississippi State this weekend in Gainesville. Auburn's got Missouri. If you had to choose one, who's getting let go? Is it Napier or Freeze? I think
Napier's closer.
Because, and
the buyouts, I had to go back and look at the buyouts, but Freeze's buyout's still like in the top 5 or 6
Is
Florida in amount.
Florida also has a bye after this Mississippi State game, so it'd be a
they
good
play
time
Georgia
for them to
after the
regroup.
bye. Yeah,
it'd be wild if they won and they still let
I
it
think
go.
I don't think I don't think Napier's buyout. I have to check this is anywhere near the size at this point of what Hugh Freeze has got coming.
If Florida comes open, what is the better job, Florida or Penn State?
Good question.
It's like number 3 or number 4 school in the Big Ten versus number 5, 6 in the SEC. Maybe that's
it's not 6. Who would you put as number 1 right now? I'd say Georgia right now.
Georgia. Actually, I have the LSU job. I'll always have the LSU baseball and football job. It's the number 1 job in the country. Georgia, Alabama, Texas. That's why I'm saying 5 or 6.
Florida's still Florida. The problem with the Florida job is you got to play Miami and Florida State every year.
Yeah.
There's the job. There's the problem.
And compete against 2. Well, Florida State's not any good this year after beating Alabama. It just doesn't make any sense. The Miami thing, though, with Cristobal,
there's the problem with the job. And, by the way, 9 SEC games.
Yeah. I don't think they have to play Miami every year, but they do have to play Florida State every year. I think the Miami thing was rescheduled. I don't think that's an every year occurrence. But
I thought they had to play. I thought there was state championship every year. Then he played South. Maybe it's a rotation, but Well, he played them all this year.
But when you choose which one's the better job, you don't choose which one's easier to compete in. You choose which one will give you the
where
most.
can you win? I mean, you choose a job based on where you can win. Now, how do you win? You win with recruiting, who has the money to go and get the NIL. I mean, the equations all changed because of NIL and portal. So you got to have the money. But, you know, when you have built-in games like Florida State and Miami and South Florida and things like that, that have to be – that makes the job more difficult.
It is it makes you go back and forth. Like, what's the better job, Penn State or Florida?
Well, from a where can you win? Probably Penn State, because you don't play Ohio State and Michigan every year, right? Or are they in the same division?
I forget.
They don't have divisions.
What is it?
Now.
Legends and Leaders, or that disbanded?
They don't have that. So, man, when you get those years and Wisconsin's fallen off the map compared to where they were, I mean, that's really a 3-team league right now. And Indiana's in there right now, but I mean, do you consider Indiana a perennial power? No. I mean, you're the third best team, like you said, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, and then right now it's Indiana, who you'd put ahead of those. But
What about
that's not going to last forever.
Do you put Penn State above USC and Oregon? You guys remember their Big Ten schools now,
right?
So that's
just
something to think about.
UCLA for sure. I mean,
I wonder, and I know that's been tossed around. I know Eli was ticked off earlier this week about his OC. Was it Kirby Moore that was apparently interviewed or not interviewed for the Arkansas job, whatever. But I would think if I was an AD, I would take a hard look. I don't know if he'd leave Columbia, but what he's done there, I mean, Kiffin's the same way, but I don't think he's going to leave Oxford. I would do a lot of things to get Eli Drinkwitz to coach my football team. And if he left Missouri, that would be good for us because, you know, it's a good football coach and he keeps kicking our butts. Other SEC news, Whit Weeks listed as questionable for this game against Vanderbilt this weekend. Big game in Nashville between the Doors and the Tigers. Other injury report news, Danny Salee, who Tom was talking about earlier, is out at key defensive lineman. We'll see if we see more Justice Boone on the inside for the Razorbacks. And I tried to find this yesterday, Tommy. Last thing here, we got a text. Speaking of Missouri and drink, we got a text yesterday that the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, which is a newspaper edition in St. Louis, is saying that they're hearing reports about Missouri and Oklahoma being played on Thanksgiving. I tried to find this. I haven't been able to find it, so I don't know if it's accurate or not. But if that's the case and they move that Missouri-Oklahoma game, I would think the only game that they put on Arkansas schedule is Arkansas and LSU at the end of the year.
We've already got the schedules for the next 2 years, right? Who your teams are going to be?
Yeah.
Well, for the next 4, right?
Yeah.
But we don't have dates.
Yeah, we don't have dates or at times. So I would think, like, if that's, I mean, I don't know if that's fire. I don't know if that's crap, but if they put Missouri and Oklahoma, you're
left playing LSU
on Thanksgiving. And I don't know any fan
in
this state that would be
Texas
against that.
A&M's going to play.
Yep.
Auburn, Alabama's going to play.
Ole Miss and Mississippi State.
You know,
Georgia. You go down the list. Georgia and Georgia Tech.
Yeah, they're going to play. Clemson, South Carolina's going to play.
Kentucky, Louisville.
Yeah. Start running through them, and you're going to be the music's going to stop. And the only two
Tennessee, Vandy.
Yep.
And that's it. Music could stop with Arkansas LSU again, which would be great. So they scheduled, was 2012 the first year that we switched this up, and Arkansas and Missouri played, or did
no.
Did they push it back?
The Arkansas Missouri game at the end came about when Oklahoma.
No, it was before that.
But who was LSU playing?
Well, I got to look. Cole, when you looked that up, I'm blanking on that, but I thought it was before that. I thought when they got out of the league, it was close around there. Maybe because Tyler and them lost to them in 2012 late at the end, and that was the last game of the year, and John L's last game. But I was thinking it was like maybe mid 20.
But who else would LSU have played?
I think Texas A&M maybe.
That's right.
Up.
You're right.
Yeah,
it was A&M.
They switched.
That's right. They were playing A&M.
So long story short, there might be some legs.
And then when OU joined the league, they switched it to LSU Oklahoma.
Yeah. Long story short, I did I feel like a Conway roundabout there. Arkansas and LSU Friday or Saturday on Thanksgiving might be a possibility again as we conclude our SEC update, which I don't know a single fan that would be against that of our fan base. I don't know. My LSU friends like that. They like that game. But
what would become of the Battle Line rivalry?
It would still be a thing. It's just middle of the year or 3/4 away in the end of the year. I wouldn't mind just playing them.
One of college football's greatest traditions.
Get the loss out of the way early and then figure out the rest of the season. Play them early and get the loss out of the way.
All right, that's your SEC update brought to you by Oaklawn Sports. New customers can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. Make your first deposit. You're automatically enrolled in the promotion, and you'll receive a second chance on your first bet each of your first 10 days for up to $100 in bonus bets per day. You can download the Oaklawn Sports app now. Check out all the details, plus find out about the 10% profit boost for new and existing customers on qualifying three-leg parlays and same-game parlays. You can earn a profit boost of up to 10% with Oaklawn Sports, plus funding and withdrawing from your account has never been easier than it is right now. So bet with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Find it in the Apple or Google Play Store. That's the Oaklawn Sports app.
Yeah, the challenge is they do it in a number of ways. They can do it with the four-man rush. They do it with bringing a fifth guy. Sometimes they overload you. So it's an extensive package that they have. We're going to have great communication. The good thing is we are at home, so we should do a good job of that. But it's a challenge just preparing for everything that they do.
Last time you're at home, offense didn't show up, defense didn't show up. Defense is not that good. We know that. Do we see a road SEC type of performance from this offense again? And I know they played a lackluster Arkansas State and was it Alabama A&M earlier this year. But you only have one game sample size of this team at home against a Power 4 opponent, and you scored 13.0 in the second half. I mean, what are you kind of expecting from this offense going up against a really, really good Texas A&M defense?
I think they'll take risk. I think you might see a wrinkle or two you haven't seen yet from a formation or a play. But I think it's not going to be a lot different from what's won you games or what's giving you a chance to win games. You haven't won a lot of games. What's giving you a chance to win games and move the ball? It's Taylor Green in those reads and being able to run. Now, I thought last week they did a really good job with Washington and Russell and how they delay that handoff, let the linemen get their blocks, get in that hole, and then find the crease and go. I don't know how much you can do that this week with the delayed handoffs, considering the line you're facing. But if you're going to win this game, it's because you ran the football. I don't think that's any secret.
Hey, what did they go, 263 against Tennessee last week? Maybe that was the actual positive yards they gave. But that was Mike Washington's best performance thus far this season. 19 carries, I believe, 131 yards, if I remember that right. He's been good for you. Lone fumble in college football, go figure, was in the Memphis game earlier this year. But Mike's been pretty good. I don't know if I'd say he's the best. In fact, I'll ask it. Who's been the best transfer addition? Is it Rohan Jones? Is it Mike Washington? I don't think anyone would go anywhere on the defense. I think it's down to those two
Corey
guys.
Robinson.
You think it's Corey Robinson, left tackle?
That's a great point, call out there. I'll say Mike Washington just because I think his yards and his touches have been more meaningful.
And Mike has been. I don't want to belittle anything he's done. And
Robinson's a good name.
Yeah, and and offensive linemen never get
Hitler's
credit.
another good one.
Yeah, I in the center position, you could stay there. That was where I was like him or Jones, because how many pre-snap penalties have they had on offense this year?
I mean, they look like an experienced line.
Yeah, and
they look like an experienced group of players.
It is, easily. It's not a debate. This is the second best unit. And I know Sam's not the head coach anymore, but that he compiled since he's been here. Like 2021, best Power 4 rushing unit in college football, or Power 5 at the time, and this year. And it's not close. Now, you're just hoping we saw that they can have run production against an SEC team. But as you said, it's a better SEC defensive line and core that they're playing this weekend, even that it is at home.
You boys voted today for Dirks High School. Friday night, 5glights.com. Do that. They've got about a 40,000 vote lead last I looked. That was earlier this morning. So it's really down to them and a school out of Oregon. We can't let this school in Oregon win.
Have you seen the pictures? I don't know.
They've already got a turf field.
I know. Is that real?
Yeah.
Did anyone do research?
Yeah, I've seen
they
it.
have a nice facility.
Okay.
They don't.
Yeah, you know, Dirks needs the $1 million worse, and we got to get behind him. We can't let a school from Oregon get in here and punk us. So this is for the whole state of Arkansas to claim as a victory. Dirks High School will get $1 million from T-Mobile to renovate their football stadium. They'll get a consultation with a stadium expert on experience and expansion. They're going to get a weight room upgrade from Gronk Fitness, and that $1 million to spend on the stadium. A bunch of them will get to go to the SEC championship game. And if you'll enter and send a screenshot of your entry to outlawcontest@gmail.com, one entry is going to win a beach giveaway to Gulf Shores. We only got about 9 or 10 more days. I think it closes on the 24th or 5th.
729,278 total votes.
How many for Lebanon?
I'm looking. No, that's what Dirks has. I'll look up Lebanon's scoreboard real quick.
Yeah, it's right below it there if you're on that page. But let's keep them in the lead. The last 2 weekends, Lebanon has made a surge on the weekends, so we got to keep it going. You can vote once a day, every day. That's Friday night, 5glights.com. Vote for Dirks, Arkansas.
Trying to find
get the $1 million.
You mentioned it's gotten a little tighter here the last week or so, and hopefully Arkansas and Dirks High School is able to check out the top 25. All right, so 729,278 versus Lebanon. 729,278 versus 677,912.
55,000 or so, 53,000 or so difference. So need everyone to vote once a day, every day.
We need to get
Dirks Outlaws,
a tech quiz to get some bots.
Get some bots
yeah,
going.
You love the bots on StubHub and other ticket
Yeah.
facilities. Well, this could be the one time that bots actually helps us and helps
Put them
at
to
Arkansas High School.
to some useful good here. So hey, I got a note from Clay. They're changing some, doing some emergency new fishing regulations on the White River, on the Upper White near Gaston's, and then on the Norfolk River as well. That the hatcheries have been having a problem sustaining the number of fish in the hatchery. It's at a low, and I know we're in a government shutdown, and some of those things get affected. But right now it's catch and release from the dam all the way to the confluence with the Norfolk, and from the Norfolk confluence all the way down to the Highway 59 bridge or whatever it is there. Catch and release on the entire Norfolk. So, hey, if you're looking to do some trout fishing and you love catch and release and you'd like to see more of it, now's your time. Gaston's would be a great time to also do some fly fishing. And that's where I really wanted to head with my message today about Gaston's. Perfect time to get out the fly rod, figure out what you want to tie on and do some fly fishing. Hopefully the currents and the water will be just right for you. They got some expert fly fishing guides as well at Gaston's. They even do a school where they'll take you in the classroom, show you how to tie some knots, tie flies, and some different basics. Get you out on the runway, do some casting lessons, then take you to the White River and do some fly fishing as well. Call and ask about fly fishing. It'll be a perfect time to take that on on the White River at Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 is the number. 870-431-5202. Fly fishing at Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. This is the Morning Rush.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Artie's Original Bag is back, now with even more full-size sandwiches. Choose any two. The new spicy chicken sandwich, hot ham and cheese, hand-breaded chicken tender wrap, or charbroiled double cheeseburger. Mix and match any two, with fries and a drink, just $6.99. Why settle for junior burgers? Get big savings on full-size goodness in Hardee's Country. Download the app and join my rewards for special offers. These items only, tax not included. Price and participation may vary. See app for terms.
We all make plans for the future, like car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires. Don't disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Hey, Doc, nice office. Quick question. If you had to choose, would you give yourself a root canal or run payroll?
Run payroll, no question.
Seriously? Have you run payroll before?
Paying my team with Gusto couldn't be easier. Gusto gives me unlimited payroll runs, next day direct deposits, and automatically files my taxes. Saves me time.
Wow, that's nice.
Over here, Doc. Can I run payroll too?
Choose payroll without the pain. Visit gusto.com/radio to sign up for free.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Number you can pay for free.
The worldwide leader in sports.
It was her first ball game with my wife, and we ended up on that field. We were in section 104.
Brother, you just turned the light bulb on. You gotta go with somebody. At least I go with a winner.
Tommy, they're great.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Going out to New Mexico, straight desert. First time seeing a tumbleweed, I was like, man, I'm in a cartoon or whatever. But it was a different experience being in New Mexico.
That was Arkansas running back Mike Washington last night on Razorback Football Live. New York kid, starts his career in Buffalo, goes to New Mexico, he said, and now here in Fayetteville. I feel like you hit on a couple different cultural places going from Buffalo to New Mexico to Fayetteville.
Yeah, I mean, all parts of the country, all different time zones, right? Well, New Mexico. Yeah, I think New Mexico's in the Mountain Time Zone. So
yeah, it's
Buffalo's clearly
at
east.
least, if not in the Pacific.
No, it's
time
not
zone.
Pacific.
Have you been in New Mexico?
I have. Red River. Skied there. First time I ever snow skied. Red River, New Mexico.
We went to Taos like 20 plus years ago.
Couldn't afford Taos. We were just trying to go budget. You know?
I think Taos is relatively inexpensive for ski places. It's not. I feel like the Colorado. I haven't skied in a while, but I heard the lift tickets and everything. It's insane.
Oh, yeah. It is. I got a chance to maybe go this year, and I'm hoping maybe to sneak off on a guy's trip and go do some snow skiing some point this year.
I want to try snowboarding. I can wakeboard. I feel like I can.
You look like a snowboarder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One of these smart aleck snowboarders.
The long hair. That's I feel like I fit that mold.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got supreme balance and agility, so I'm sure it won't be a problem.
Your words, not mine.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to spruce up your existing home or start from the ground up? Either way, check with our friends at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas first before you get started and find out why for more than 100 years. Farm Credit of Western Arkansas has helped local families like yours make their dream home come true. Visit myaglender.com or visit any of their 25 locations today. Find one near you at myaglender.com.
No, Dallas Cowboy fans were happy to see. Looks like CeeDee Lamb is going to be able to go this weekend against Bruce Stanton's Commanders. That's the Fox 325 game later on this weekend. So he's been out for a while, former Oklahoma Sooner, and now getting a chance to suit up this weekend.
He play defense, Todd?
No, they still can't stop. They still can't stop anyone.
Hey, if you haven't downloaded the Hit That Line Now app, it's powered by Taco Bell. If you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. Download it today if you haven't already in the Apple or Google Play Store. It's the Hit That Line Now app.
And you can find the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast on there, which will be up. Tom Murphy joined us earlier. He is going to be in that along with some other things we've gotten into this morning. Arkansas, Texas A&M, first road game that Texas A&M has played in the Southeastern Conference. Hadn't played a road game since they beat Notre Dame by 1 earlier this season. So your only common opponent, Tommy, you lost by 43, and they beat him by 1. So, but it's college football. Who knows what happens?
Yeah, well, anything can happen week to week. So I think it's gonna be. I think it's the best weekend of SEC football yet for this season coming up Saturday.
Halftime coming up next. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Big C on the way.
Do you feel that, Arkansas? The Lotto jackpot is now more than $1 million. Why should you care? Because this $1 million+